Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Sheff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Some big news to kick things off with health and well-being becoming more of a priority than ever before. Henry Ford Health is very close to opening the doors on their brand new behavioral health hospital located right here in West Bloomfield. The building is located on the Henry Ford Health West Bloomfield campus between 14 Mile Road and Maple Road, just west of Drake, featuring several incredible resources with a large focus on behavioral health. Yesterday, I had the chance to take a look inside of the brand new building and to speak with some of Henry Ford's top officials to hear about this new building and what it will bring to the people of West Bloomfield.
So this is, as we say, a state-of-the-art facility for all things mental health care in an acute care setting. This helps us double up our operating capacity to help care the needs of the patients in our community who are presenting in different settings for acute behavioral health issues. Over about 2 years ago is when we started hashing out specific plans related to a location and a particular setup that we wanted to build here on this campus itself. So yes, a long time coming, but at the same time, it brings in a lot of excitement for our community and for our partners.
It's designed for 184 beds to treat acute inpatient psychiatric patients. We have 8 different patient care units, 6 courtyards, a beautiful gym, and dining areas, and just a lot of lovely technology, safety, and the most amazing team that's ready and prepared to provide care in this facility.
What makes this behavioral health building different from some of the others around the West Bloomfield area?
Absolutely. So this building gives us the opportunity to provide that compassionate care to our patients who are coming in a state of crisis. This helps us build those collaborative care teams to help facilitate patient care, to help them get started on the path to recovery, and then also to ensure that this is the kind of environment where anybody who works in mental health care feels like they can be proud of the setting that they're working for.
Well, I think a lot around the space and the design for safety and for therapy, making sure that we have great areas for privacy, great areas for clinical collaboration, easy access to all of our other locations and hospitals and facilities within Henry Ford, too, to be just really centralized to be able to provide this type of care. I've seen so much collaboration and so much partnership, and I think being able to focus on also imagining ourselves in a new space, I think for me as a leader at that facility, a leader at this facility, getting the opportunity to watch my team members dream, to watch our other collaborative partners dream, to watch just everybody who's engaged in it dream about the care that we're going to be able to provide here, how we're going to be able to expand services and expand. That for me as a leader has been really the most inspiring part to watch, to see just everyone start to come together and think about all that we're going to be able to do here.
Henry Ford prides itself in terms of compassionate care for the patients at the right place and the right time. And this is one step closer towards that goal. We all believe in highest quality of care for our patients. Patient safety is number one and the most important thing that we all drive home to. So I think community can look forward to a world-class health facility right in their mix.
And there's certainly a lot for the community to look forward to with this brand new hospital, which will officially be opening for the public on Tuesday, January 21st, providing several amazing resources for the people of West Bloomfield. Big thank you to everyone at Henry Ford for allowing me to come by, take a look inside the hospital, and to hear their plans for the future. This February, it is important to protect your teen's heart health. West Bloomfield High School will be hosting free student heart check screenings for teens on Saturday, February 1st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. These screenings are specifically for children aged 13 to 18 and aim to protect heart conditions that could otherwise go unnoticed. While this program is not a substitute for immediate medical attention for symptoms like chest pain or shortness of breath, it's an excellent preventative step. And registration for these screenings is filling up very, very quickly, and priority will be first going to West Bloomfield students. To be notified when appointments open for the public, visit the registration site or contact Jennifer Shea at Corwell Health. This event is going to be taking place at West Bloomfield High School at 4925 Orchard Lake Road. So don't miss this vital opportunity to safeguard your teen's health. Lots of important information and lots of key ways to make sure that your kids stay safe. The West Bloomfield Educational Foundation is bringing the fun with Casino Night. Get ready for an unforgettable evening at the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation's Casino Night on Friday, February 7th at Glen Oaks Golf Club. This exciting event is supporting innovative programs and educational opportunities for students and teachers all throughout the West Bloomfield School District. Choose from 3 ticket levels: the $50 Card Shark, the $100 Diamond, or the $150 High Roller, each packed with gaming chips, raffle entries, appetizers, desserts, and late night pizza. I mean, that just sounds like a great party anyone would want to go to. And if you can't make it, you can still support the Educational Foundation with a donation. Enjoy casino games, dancing, and entertainment while helping the next generation thrive. Get your tickets and learn more at WBEF.org to place your spot for this incredible night to help so many people. Free resources for veterans and their families in Greater West Bloomfield. Mark your calendars for a very important and vital resource fair that's going to be happening on Thursday, January 23rd from 9 to noon at Lion Oaks Golf Course in Wixom. This free event will offer food boxes, assistance with veteran benefits, career planning, training programs, job searches, and even one-on-one time with an employment specialist. Representatives will also be providing housing counseling and details about Oakland County Parks and Recreation opportunities, as well as their veteran transportation program. Don't miss this chance to connect with resources and support designed specifically for you and your family. And you can contact Tyrone Jordan at jordant@oakgov.com or with his number 248-285-8016 to learn more information about this very important event to be helping our veterans. And here's a chance to plan ahead for West Bloomfield School schedule changes. There's some important schedule changes for this week. Both today and tomorrow, January 17th, are half days for all grade levels across the district. And next Monday, January 20th, there will be no school in observance for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Finally, mark your calendars for Wednesday, January 22nd, as it will be a late start day for all students. Be sure to plan ahead for these schedule changes and stay tuned for further updates from the West Bloomfield School District. Let's make this week smooth and productive for everyone. Right now, kids everywhere are dealing with the stress of finals week. It is a very stressful and anxiety-inducing time for a lot of students, and especially as they want to make a great impression for potential colleges. Here are some tips and guidance to help navigate this final season. We have West Bloomfield High School counselor Joanne Vajinowicz joining right now on The Splash. Joanne, good morning.
Good morning, Jake. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Glad to have you with us and really interested to get into this conversation because finals week is almost here. I'm sure a lot of kids are really, really nervous and really looking forward to getting these finals done and looking forward to their future. What are some common behaviors you tend to see from the kids around this time of year?
Being overwhelmed. Just, knowing that this final's kind of coming. Some, it is a cumulative final, so it's all of semester. Some, they just might have a project or, a final or test for just a chapter from there. We find that we really work a lot with kids with time management, especially right now, with them kind of doing a schedule where they should have already been starting to study this week for their final exams, which are next week. And we're not talking about like 10 to 15 hours at a time. We're talking about a half an hour reviewing notes, making study guides, whether it is through a Quizlet, study cards, studying with a partner, going over different problems. There's some different websites that each kind of subject might use. Like example of Khan Academy might have some stuff for math for them. So we're really encouraging early studying in smaller increments. So it is not just like a dump in there for put as much information in at what time and not being able to retain it. And then we also have study sessions with different teachers that kind of host some things. So we're always encouraging kids to do that. As we kind of get into the especially first round for our ninth graders doing exams the first time they've ever done it. So what to kind of expect with them. We've done some stuff with ninth grade advisories trying to prepare them for this.
That's absolutely right. Lots of really important things that they have to get into right now. And speaking from experience, I will tell you, Quizlet is a very, very helpful guide. Certainly saved my butt back when I was dealing with finals. But what would you say are some of the biggest concerns that these kids have, especially not only dealing with finals, but also trying to navigate so many other things to try to get into a good college?
I think a lot of it is time management of they feel like they have to do everything at once. So they might be into a sport, but they don't have any job experience and they're trying to get a job, trying to also do community service at that time, where I say spread it out. So if you know that your busiest season because you're in basketball right now, it is maybe during the spring and the fall, we focus a little bit more on you to be working with community service and kind of getting more of those hours in. Finding just balance. That is, I think, one of the hardest things, even from COVID, is kids having balance. Because if you're going to be busy for 20 hours of the day, when are you going to rest? When are you going to be able to recoup? And so that we find that the busier that they are, the more stressed that they may become. So we really try to work on that. I said time management and even a calendar, being all right, I know that I want to get into this school. I'm really interested in occupational therapy. Maybe in the summer, can we have you work with an occupational therapist? Can we, have some other different things, but to use it in a timeline instead of I have to leave to go to college in 2 months. What can I do for this? What, trying to figure out in the next few years or try to do a plan. We're meeting with our students at least 2 to 3 times a year, much more on many other occasions, but of kind of get those things in place for them early on. So in 10th grade, if they really feel like they want to go do this, setting them up with the stuff they need to be successful to get into those colleges. So early on interaction and then trying to kind of plot that out.
You're absolutely right. Make sure you manage that time and make sure you use it very, very wisely. Now, Joanne, I was a high school student once, and you were a high school student once as well, and the landscape has changed a lot from dealing with finals then to dealing with finals now. What would you say are some of the biggest things that kids are dealing with now that maybe they didn't have to deal with back when you were in high school?
I would say it's just a different way of studying and different ways of, different project-based stuff. I can, test that we didn't have a lot of AI stuff or we didn't have as many tools. So when we say Quizlet, when I was in high school, I was using a lot of flashcards, or like my friends and I would make up different stuff, or like we had to do a lot more of that legwork where there's a lot of resources, I think, for the kids now, but them to be able to find it and still like let them know that you have to put in the work still, that they feel like sometimes they want something instantaneous and they think that's just it. But you really still have to put in the work for the understanding, having that deeper comprehension of things, and kind of really being able to recite it back to you, Jake. So like if I take in a theory, I have to be able to tell you exactly what that means so I understand it myself.
For those just joining us on the Splash Live, we have the counselor with the West Bloomfield High School, Joanne Vajinovich, joining us right now to talk about some tips and some skills for high school students to be aware of as final season continues to approach, and they're dealing with a lot of stress and a lot of nervousness as those finals really come soon. So with dealing with these tests, what would you say are some of the biggest pieces of advice you could tell these kids to keep in mind, not just regarding these tests, but also regarding their future in general?
So I think two things kind of come to mind. Have a study plan. That is huge. Then the other part is this is just one piece of their whole, makeup. So like, let's say they don't do as well on the test and they get a C on this test. Does this make or break them? No, it does not, because it is one slice of many different slices that colleges will be looking at. But I do encourage after finals, let's look about what we could have done differently. How could we have made it? I know that you're disappointed that you may have gotten a C on this final. What could we have changed for next time? Because I think that is also really good to kind of reflect of what really works for you and what does not work for you. Because we have some kids that, can memorize like in a heartbeat. And we have other kids that have a harder time with it. Other kids really do well on reading, but math is a struggle for them. So really knowing what's doing well for them personally and really kind of building on that, because what we want them to have is great skills going into college. So we're like kind of like a work in progress with, making sure we have skills. Often we talk about like middle school might have been really easy for some kids. They've never had a challenge, really. They've never really had to study really hard. And when we get to high school, we finally get to kind of have that evening point where they might have now more of a challenge and they don't know how to study because life has been so easy for them. So really kind of teaching them how to study and how to kind of go back to like kind of look at those things of, you just can't sit in class and retain it and take that test anymore because we are getting to that higher level thinking. So like really teaching them how to kind of pull that back and how to study for that kind of stuff.
Those study skills are things that absolutely you should have ingrained in your mind as soon as possible. And I actually think I had those ingrained when I was in middle school. That's when I noticed the big change from the kinds of content I was studying from elementary school up to middle school. It was a very big shift, and it took me some time to get used to it. But you're absolutely right in that these are skills that people need to retain. And we just talked about that a little bit in terms of maybe things don't work out for these kids on the final as they had hoped they would, and you were offering some advice for things to look out for. What are some other pieces of advice you could offer kids if things start to go in a different direction than they had initially seemed?
So biggest thing too, so when they start feeling like they're not understanding and start things like even in the class start to go south, they're hesitant to always ask for help. So if you're already at an F, you should have been probably asking for help when your grade's starting to slip down to a B or a C. So if you're going one whole grade down, it is asking for help. We do have some different things that we can do at the high school where we do have an advisory hour that can travel so you can get extra tutoring with a certain teacher if you need it. Reaching out, and we do have like tutoring here through NHS students. A lot of the teachers have different times, which they might come early in the morning or stay a little late in the afternoon or have luncheon, like drop-ins, where they can also get another help, from there too. But having the kids utilize that we don't want you to wait till you're all the way dug yourself a huge hole to try to get yourself out of that, to kind of use those techniques. And there's no shame in that. We've all had to ask for help one way or another, but to like kind of advocate for yourself. So building those tools to advocate like, hey, I'm not understanding this. I need to have a little extra help.
There's certainly no shame in asking for help. Joanne, I want to thank you so much for your time today. I got one more question before I let you go. Any final bits of encouragement you could offer these kids with finals approaching very quickly?
Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Think thinking that to study all night and then come in with no sleep, that doesn't do you anything great either. So making sure you're eating well, getting enough fluids, getting your proper amount of sleep, making that study schedule. It's still not too late because you still have a few days before we're starting into finals. So even saying if you're studying for an hour tonight and 3 hours tomorrow, and really just trying to not overdo it, but still make yourself kind of do that study for schedule, because I think when we get so overwhelmed, it's like a shutdown mode. But if you have a schedule and you kind of stick to it, give yourself some breaks, I think life will feel a little bit easier for you. And it's normal to feel a little nervous with a big test. Making sure that you kind of understand that.
Stick to that schedule, and yeah, all-nighters might not be your friend in this scenario. But Joanne, I want to thank you so much for your time today and coming on The Splash.
Thank you, Jake, for everything. You take care, okay?
Lots of important information to keep in mind as final season continues to rally on right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Lots of important information, and very important to maintain a good and positive mindset as you navigate these last few tests. Here in West Bloomfield, work is being done every single day to help make the four communities that much better. And one of the ways to do that is by bringing together people of different backgrounds and beliefs to find that very common goal. And that, of course, transcends to faith. Every month, the Greater West Bloomfield Faith and Community Alliance meets to form a sense of unity and tranquility throughout the entire city. I had the chance to attend their most recent meeting and learn from some of the members as to why this alliance is so important to the four communities.
This organization represents the heart and soul of Greater West Bloomfield. The members of clergy with members in the community come together with a common interest. How can we connect? How can we collectively add greater value, greater insight, and understanding across the entire community?
This was my first experience with being part of a group like this in my professional capacity. I do attend church in my personal life, so I'm familiar with the faith-based organizations and the way they operate and the thought processes. But this is the first time that I've had the opportunity to participate in something like this through a work setting, and it was really nice to see a wide array of different personalities and backgrounds, and people from different walks of life come together and have the same goals in mind.
What is it like to communicate with these big community heads in this way?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's so much fun to get to spend time with all of these wonderful, amazing people who are spending their lives leading communities of care and mission and taking care of other folks. It's been a wonderful privilege. It's not just a matter of doing what Methodists do, but when we work together, we can accomplish so much more, have a bigger impact, and come to a greater understanding of who one another is, so that as human beings that are trying to just be the best that we can be in this community, we can do that better when we're working together and coming to common understandings of who we are.
It's great because, to be able to discuss various things that are the same, really. I mean, we're all people, and how we approach, God. Three of the religions come from the same source. So, it's nice to meet the other leaders and their people and find out more about them and how we relate. We're so much more alike than different. And if we look at the likeness or the sameness instead of how we're different, then we can do a lot more for the community and beyond.
I think because the example that we show, it shows people that they can come together too, and it's okay if you're different and coming together. You're not always going to agree, but you can find some places of agreement and make an impact on not just your community, but the wider world.
It's a very strong example and a great example to show everyone in West Bloomfield that you can have these differences when it comes to something like faith and still come together to benefit the entire community. So a big thank you to everyone with the Faith and Community Alliance for allowing me to attend this meeting and to hear about a lot of the great things they plan to be doing for the West Bloomfield community. One of these things is coming up very, very soon. The West Bloomfield United Methodist Church is giving back by giving blood here in West Bloomfield. And here to tell us more, we have the pastor of the West Bloomfield United Methodist Church, Reverend Elizabeth Hurd, joining us right now on The Splash this morning. Elizabeth, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Always love having you with us. Really happy to be talking with you and really interested to be getting into this conversation about this blood drive. How has the United Methodist Church with West Bloomfield become such a vital partner in organizing local blood drives like these? And what's the response been from the community so far?
It's been a little while since we've had a blood drive. It's probably been about over 10 years. And the church has just been thinking about ways that we can engage with the community and give back to the community. And we thought about, what if we just reached out to the American Red Cross and asked if they needed a space to host a blood drive. And so we're kind of getting back into the swing of things after 10 years. And the response from our immediate congregation has been wonderful. We have lots of people who have signed up to give or to volunteer and help. And every time we've talked with people out in the community about it, like at the Faith and Community Alliance that we just met here this past Thursday, the response has been pretty positive. And so we're excited to be able to host and to kind of see how we can build this partnership up again and make it strong.
That's right. And I've attended a couple of the blood drives we've had here in West Bloomfield recently, and I've seen just how much the community has rallied around events like these, and every little bit helps and goes such a long way to benefiting so many people who might be dealing with medical things that might require more blood. And what makes the winter season particularly challenging for maintaining blood supplies?
I'm not sure if it's just the winter season. When we've met with our American Red Cross liaison and the person organizing it through the American Red Cross, she said that really since the pandemic, there has been a shortage of blood, not just in local regions. There's always kind of been blood shortages in local regions, but they've seen more and more nationwide blood shortages. And so whether that is just people got out of the habit of giving during the pandemic, or they've been unable to give, or just have not thought about going, blood shortages have been more and more common, unfortunately. And we know that giving blood can be life-saving. And so we wanted to do our part to try to encourage people to give more.
I can certainly understand how something like the pandemic can alter someone's view on a practice like this and maybe give them a little bit of concern. But it's great to see that more and more people are starting to give back again. But maybe not everyone is comfortable just yet. So beyond giving blood, how can residents get involved in supporting the success of local donation events such as this one?
Yeah, I mean, there's a multitude of ways. One of the best ways is to just let your friends and family know that there's a blood drive going on. You might know people who are donors. You might know people who maybe have never donated before but have been thinking about it. So, share the information and let people know that there's a blood drive going on right in the West Bloomfield community that's easily accessible to folks in this community. But also, we will take any volunteers if you want to come and help serve cookies or juice to make sure that people who do donate are able to kind of get their blood sugar up again after donation, or just talk with people as they have to wait 15 minutes after a donation. Those are ways that you can volunteer as well. I mean, we have people in our congregation who gave blood in the past but are no longer able to, and those are the ways that they're engaging, is helping with check-in, helping with welcoming people, giving out cookies and juice afterwards, talking with folks. And so there's ways that you can support it beyond just giving blood. And we're more than happy to take any volunteers who want to come on in.
And yeah, just like with giving blood, every little bit of support goes such a long way. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, we have Reverend Elizabeth Hurd with the West Bloomfield United Methodist Church joining us right now to talk about the church's upcoming blood drive that's going to be taking place very, very soon. And how does hosting this blood drive or blood drives like this one align with the mission and values of the West Bloomfield United Methodist Church?
I have a little bit of a joke here, so let me be a pastor for a second. But I say if Jesus gave his life for us, we can give 1 pint of blood for the sake of others. But really, the United Methodist Church has always been a church that has cared deeply about community health, cared deeply about the ways that we can serve the world. And so community outreach events or donation events like this really do align with our mission and ministry, which is to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. And I can't think of anything more transformative than offering somebody a chance for life through the donation of blood. So it's just a wonderful way that we can engage with the community and also serve and give back and live out our faith here.
Well, we appreciate everything that you do. A big reminder to everyone, the date of this blood drive is going to be Friday, January 31st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So make sure you come out there and to give your support to everyone here in the community. I got one more question for you, Elizabeth, before we let you go. Are there plans to expand or increase the frequency of blood donation events here in West Bloomfield? And if so, how can the community help to support these efforts?
You know, I think that the Red Cross would love to have more hosting sites and more donation sites around West Bloomfield. I believe the closest, don't quote me on this, but I think the closest Red Cross donation center is in Farmington Hills, which is a bit of a drive for folks within our community. And so we're looking at maybe possibly, depending on how this one goes, maybe setting up another one in the future. But also, if you have a local organization, a local faith community, or anything like that, just get in touch with the Red Cross and let them know that you're interested in hosting a blood drive, because they're looking for partners and hosts for places right here in the community.
Looking everywhere they can, but great information and a great way for the community to get involved. Reverend Hurd, we thank you so much once again for your time here on The Splash this morning.
Thank you.
Always love hearing about these great things for the community. One more reminder, this blood drive is going to be taking place Friday, January 31st from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So lots of opportunities to come out and help so many people. We're going to take a quick break and get into a couple more stories right after this. Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
I'm Gina Gregory, president of the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. I'm excited that Civic Center TV has reached 1 million views on YouTube. Congratulations. That's just terrific. We appreciate everything Civic Center does for the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society and the community. For us, they promote and highlight our events. It's awesome to have them available 24/7 on YouTube. I'm Gina Gregory and proud to be one in a million.
What people are watching in Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV at 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Jake Schaff, going over all of the biggest news and events from right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Exploring nature has never been more fun or accessible for families in West Bloomfield. And West Bloomfield Parks' Discovery Days provides hands-on activities and a chance to connect with the outdoors all year round. Civic Center TV's Kevin McIntosh takes us inside on this very interactive experience.
Here in West Bloomfield, the Nature Explorer Discovery Days are inviting families to step into the wonders of the natural world. From live reptiles to outdoor play, it's all about learning, exploring, and having fun. Let's take a closer look at what makes this program a local favorite.
It was listed as one of the activities online when you look what to do with toddlers, and it was open all day, so we decided to come between naps.
Nature Explorers Discovery Days, hosted by West Bloomfield Parks, offers families a chance to immerse themselves in Michigan's natural beauty. The self-guided program features live reptiles and amphibians, hands-on crafts, and so much more.
So we have this lovely nature room space and an outdoor natural play area. We wanted to make sure that the community had an opportunity to check out these areas that are available to them every week. So that's why we adapted our open hours into Discovery Days, so that way it would be open more frequently.
Discovery Days offers a unique way for families to connect with nature. We heard from a patron whose little one is especially fascinated by one of the attractions.
So far, it's the birds. I think she just likes touching them too, especially, but just all of it, to be honest. She's interactive with the puzzles and very fascinated by the turtle as well.
Children and families can explore at their own pace, whether they're crafting, observing live animals, or discovering the wonders of the natural play area. It's an experience that's both fun and educational, inspiring curiosity and fostering a connection with the environment.
It gives everyone an opportunity to actually see one another, because not every time in the winter you don't get to really see everyone. So rooms like this offer an opportunity for the community to get together and to learn a little bit about nature while having fun.
This free program runs on Wednesdays, making it accessible for all families in Greater West Bloomfield. Visitors say it's a wonderful opportunity to bond, learn, and appreciate the beauty of nature together.
I think it's really cool. I did not know we had half of these animals, to be honest. Yeah, I like that they have different types of crafts and it's interactive for children, and I think it's kind of cool for my age as well.
From exploring live animals to hands-on crafts, the Nature Explorers Discovery Days has something for everyone. It's a chance to connect with nature and each other right here in our own backyard. From WB Parks, I'm Kevin McIntosh, Civic Center TV.
Big thank you to Kevin for going out and getting that story, as Discovery Days are a perfect way to inspire curiosity and appreciation for the natural world. To find out how you and your family can join in on all the fun, you can visit WB Parks online for some more details and to be part of this amazing, engaging program. I've been there a few times, and it's always so cool to see the animals and to see that interaction with the kids and to see them getting this big appreciation for nature and for all of this love for the outdoors. So it's really great that Kevin was able to go out there and to get so many great footage for the show. And we have more great information for the younger residents of the community as we are looking out for the kindergartners. And Kindergarten Parent Info Night is going to be taking place very, very soon with West Bloomfield Schools on Thursday, January 30th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Middle School's Auditoria. Here is some more information on what parents can look forward to on that night. We have the principal of Chico Elementary School with the West Bloomfield School District, Blaine McDowell, joining us right now on The Splash. Blaine, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We love having you with us, and we're really interested in hearing some more information on what parents can expect from this night and what the kids can expect as well.
Absolutely. This is really designed for parents, so there'll be future opportunities for students. But yes, January 30th, that's a Thursday evening at 6:30 at West Bloomfield Middle School. We're going to gather as a district so that parents can learn more about our kindergarten programs. They will learn about a typical day in kindergarten. kindergartners do morning meeting and they do science and social studies, and they learn how to write their first and last name and their number. So all the things that are expected, including the life skills that kindergartners experience and the field trips and all of the activities. And then the parents will also get to meet all of the building principals, and they will also learn how to enroll. So it's a really important night. And we will also have that information available on our website. But it's really nice to hear it in person and get to meet some of their future, the principals, but also the, other parents of kindergartners in the district. It's nice to connect in person.
That's right. And kindergarten, it's one of those very formulative years for the kids. It certainly was for myself, and I would imagine it's the same for many other kids. So this is a great opportunity, I would imagine, for the parents to really take a look inside of the school and to get a good sense on what they can expect and what their kids can expect as well. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Kindergarten in West Bloomfield is truly magical. I mean, they do so many fun things. We celebrated the 50th day of school with root beer floats and poodle skirts. We have lots of field trips and experiences. It's really a whole child approach to kindergarten and to learning. And I just couldn't gush more about my kindergarten teachers and our whole kindergarten team in the West Bloomfield School District.
Well, they do so many great things for the community, and we thank them for everything that they do. And I want to talk a little bit more about what nights like these really mean, not just for the school, but for the school district. Does the reaction from the parents and the feedback really play a big factor from what you gather from nights like these?
Definitely, because parents ask such great questions, and we try to put as much information out there as possible, but they ask such good questions that it helps us tailor our programming and our enrollment process to be even better than it already is. And we just really value our community and our parents, and we really want to be there for them. So the more that we can have opportunities like this, the more connected we are, and that really helps us get kindergartners off to a great start.
For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, we have Chico Elementary School Principal Blaine McDowell joining us right now on the Splash to talk about Kindergarten Information Night that's going to be coming up very, very soon on Thursday, January 30th. Now, you guys are also going to be getting a lot of help on this night from some of your partners like the West Bloomfield Library and West Bloomfield Parks and Rec. Talk a little bit about their role for an event like this.
Well, it's great that they start off this kindergarten journey with us because we use their resources throughout the year. For example, our kindergartners actually went to the West Bloomfield Library. They also have a great program that involves 100 books that children should read before they start kindergarten or even as they're in kindergarten. And that's a really great family thing to do, a family event. So we have so many partnerships with them for kindergarten and really for all of our students, and they are very supportive of our schools. It truly is the best library I've ever seen. So it's great for parents to, if they're not connected with the library, to get all of that information. And, we're just so grateful for the partnership that we have in West Bloomfield.
And it's great to see all of the amazing benefits that come from these great partnerships. And it's amazing that all of these kids are getting the benefit from that. So is there any other big news that's going to be coming up for a night like this, and maybe some teasers for what parents can expect with their kids for this upcoming school year?
I would say the main thing is that we are so happy that the transition from 5 elementary schools to 4 has gone seamlessly. We are situated, and I think that will make a very smooth transition. The parents were so supportive in that process. And now we have a lot of common experiences between the 4 elementary schools. And that really will show, I think, in the kindergarten parent night. In addition to that, I feel that parents will really benefit from attending, just from that enrollment procedure. Even though things are online, just being able to hear it in person really helps. I know it always helps me as a parent. So we really hope that everybody can join us on January 30th at 6:30 at West Bloomfield Middle School.
Well, let's certainly hope a lot of people come out to benefit Chico and to benefit the entire school district. Blaine, I want to thank you so much for your time today. One more quick question. Where can parents go to get a little more information about this event, just so they're fully up to speed?
Absolutely. So if they go to wbsd.org and search kindergarten, they will be able to find all of that information. If they have an older sibling, they should be sure to check out the newsletters that come from the school. The flyers will be in there, as well as all of the West Bloomfield School District communication. The flyer is in there as well. So lots of different places to get it.
All right, you heard it here first. That's the place to go, and that's the place where you can learn all of this information about Kindergarten Information Night. Blaine, thank you so much for your time today here on The Splash.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Love having you with us and love hearing about all of these great opportunities for the kids of the Greater West Bloomfield area. Small businesses play a very significant role here in West Bloomfield's economy, providing employment opportunities and contributing to the local tax base. And Oakland Thrive is providing help and resources for these small local businesses right here in West Bloomfield. And our very own Kevin McIntosh recently had the chance to speak with Oakland Thrive business consultant Jamar Bray to learn a little more information.
Join us right here live on The Splash. We have the West Bloomfield business consultant from Oakland Thrive, Jamar Bray. Thank you for being here, Mr. Bray.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
And we
I'm looking
appreciate
forward
that.
to it.
Absolutely. So let's get into it. Just talking about small businesses, resources that are available for them and things of that nature. I want you to kind of start off with this blanket response. How do you see small businesses contributing to the economic and social fabric of West Bloomfield?
Yeah, I mean, in West Bloomfield, I would say is the crock pot of small businesses. When you have my Dr. Monty at Robotics Therapy, Muscle and Therapy, and Alex over at Direct Optic, these people they saw a need and they went after it. Especially with Dr. Monty at Robotics Therapy. I mean, I went to him and I have back issues from playing sports for years, and me and him talked for hours. And as we're talking, I was actually going through the robotics therapy session, and it was mind blowing. You know, I'm sitting here and I have a machine working on me instead of going to a chiropractor. And I mean, just talking to him about how he came up with this is truly amazing. And when you go through West Bloomfield and you see all of the different small businesses and the different business owners that I'm able to connect with, they're truly amazing. I believe that with joining the West Bloomfield Chamber as well, that's another way, for a small business, you can just stay connected, stay social, go out. Hey, I have a business down on Haggerty and you have a business on Orchard Lake. You know, how can we work together? So I feel like with West Bloomfield, that's happening, especially with the help with the Chamber, with Suzanne Levine. It's starting to look like that now. So you're starting to see business owners mingle with each other, and you're starting to see the economic boom from that.
I love how you broke that down, how you talk about the partnership between businesses, how you talk about how innovative local Greater West businesses are, and how they're leading the charge in so many different areas and fields. And that's a great statement to how we are doing as an economy right here in Greater West Bloomfield. We also know that January and the New Year starts off tax season technically, right?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people know about their personal taxes and they're rushing to do their W-2s and things of that nature, but business taxes are also important and can be very detrimental or helpful for a business. So can you just talk about some of the most common tax-related challenges small business owners in West Bloomfield may face and how they can overcome them?
Yes. Well, one of the things actually I received a message yesterday with being afraid of taxes. You know, taxes has such I feel like a stigma on it within itself for personal. So of course I don't want that to, affect my small business. I put everything into this. So a lot of times I'm seeing that, hey, should I keep every receipt? I don't have all my receipts. Or, hey, I'm seeing that in the news, there's a Corporate Transparency Act and all of these different tax compliant issues. How does it affect me? And so with Oakland Thrive, we're able to actually help you with that. So we have within ourselves and within our organization, we call it our B2B program. So we will actually pay up to the first 2 hours with a licensed tax accountant. First 2 hours is free. So free is for me. So I believe that with that help, you'll be able to actually work through those tax challenges. And, with our program, it's not just limited to the tax help. You say, hey, I'm also having an accounting help along with the tax help. We have a lot of resources for that. And the challenges are very in depth. I mean, you have people that's scared to pay themselves because they don't know, okay, what tax, should I put on myself or my employees? So there's a lot of challenges. And I believe that, with Oakland Thrive and with just the help in the community, we're here for that. We're here, to help you with that.
As a small business owner myself, I completely understand. It can get very, very tricky. You want to make sure you're dealing with professionals first and foremost, and you do want to make sure that you are utilizing resources that we have available, like Oakland Thrive as well. Any other additional programs that from your experience that you've seen local small business owners actually utilize and benefit from?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen as far as with us, I've seen even with myself, I was able to get connected with, County Aid Society or, going through and we have a great person on our staff, Leslie Jones, who's in West Bloomfield. And she actually helps small businesses with their tax preparation as well. So, and she teaches and also, pours into the community as well. So there's tons of programming. I think there's a lot more that needs to, happen, of course, because, tax season's around the corner. And for a small business, there has to be a little bit more of an innovative way of staying connected with every single tax compliant issue that comes out. Because, as you can see, with the new administration, there's a lot of things on the docket. So I would say, stay plugged in with your local business chamber, especially with West Bloomfield Chamber. There's a lot of help within there. You can always connect with me at Oakland Thrive. You can always, of course, and we'll walk through that process with you. And, we have classes and workshops as well that'll be able to help you.
Perfect. I just want you to explain, give you the platform to explain a little bit more of the help that's. I'm pretty sure there's some people who've never even heard of Oakland Thrive, let alone the programs that you offer. So I want to make sure we highlighted that. And with this right
we're
here,
young. Yeah,
yes.
we're young. We're young. We're 3 years. Actually, I believe my anniversary is today. My work anniversary, from the start. But we're here, and that's the thing. We want to make sure that I want to make sure that West Bloomfield business owners, residents, whoever, I'm here. I'm not hard to find, like Deion Sanders say. And so, whenever, whatever I can do to help, I want to be that for the community.
Couple other things I want to go through, but with us right here live on The Splash from Oakland Thrive, we have West Bloomfield business consultant Jamar Bray talking about small businesses, opportunities, and resources, and talking about the tax season and how small businesses can stay informed there. But with that being said, there's a lot of different changes that happen with taxes, a lot of moving parts, which is why we need those professionals. But can you talk about how recent or regulatory changes in general impact small businesses in West Bloomfield, and what steps can owners take to stay compliant?
Yeah, I mean, I know that there was a raising of wage recently from minimum wage, and now you have to raise prices here, and now you don't understand, maybe the tax goes from 3% on this to 4 or 5%, and how does that affect my bottom line? I would say, always making sure that you are staying connected, like I said, with your local chamber, but also watching the news. Social media is the new news now for me. I'm always looking at different things that's happening that within the government that I need to relate to, my clients, like the Corporate Transparency Act. That was a big thing, and now it's been, halted. So those are the things that I have to relate to my clients. But a lot of them, wouldn't know what a Corporate Transparency Act is if it wasn't for the information I'm able to give them. So I would say just staying plugged in with, the different platforms that give out news particular for your business. Of course, you can watch Civic Center TV. Of course, they're going to let you know, but I would say always making sure that you're plugged in with your local business chamber or even your local government, talking to the planning department, talking to the different departments throughout for your small business to understand how does this affect you.
You know what I want to ask you? Something that kind of just came to my mind as we were talking. West Bloomfield, like we said, a lot of small businesses. I mean, there's so many businesses you can just drive down the street and not know that there's a business there, but it's been there for years. And I mean, you have so many options from restaurants to even cars. Tesla's here now, Porsche, things of that nature. What innovative marketing strategies have you found effective for small business in West Bloomfield to increase their invisibility and the overall customer base?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with like you said, you can drive, like I live right by Orchard Lake, and I can literally walk down Orchard Lake and talk to, 10 business owners within 2 minutes. But I would say, social media, actually, showing your personality, actually being able to, showcase what you have. And if I have an eyeglass place, then I'm going to wear the crazy eyeglass place. I'm going to wear the frames. These aren't really special at all, but I want to make sure that I'm showing my personality through social media because it's such a giant. You have to get in it. You have to learn it. You have to learn the algorithms. You have to, really, even if you have to take a class, there's a different programs like us, different Apex and all these different other places. They offer social media classes. So I want people to be able to know that, billboards are great, but in West Bloomfield, social media is going to have to be your bread and butter.
Interesting. And that in itself is almost its own occupation. And this, another team member to kind of keep up with the algorithm and the trends and things that are all social media related, social media marketing related. So just another thing to keep in mind for our local businesses, local business owners. Don't want to hold you up too much longer, but I do want to ask you, looking forward, any trends that you foresee affecting small businesses in West Bloomfield over the next few years, especially with AI, technology, computers, everything starting to be incorporated now?
Yeah, I would say make AI your best friend. We're not running, it's here. And, if you're not familiar with it, like I said, there's a lot of classes for it, but I would say the trend is going towards, this phone here. A lot of things are through this phone, as far as your marketing, as far as connecting with people, calling, prospective clients. I would say the trend is also learning, the different new technologies for your particular business. I know, being a chiropractor, it was great, but Dr. Mani, elevated that game with the robotics therapy. Now he's able to service 3 clients at the same time using robotics, and that's insane. So, technology is a big thing, but it's something that we all have to embrace and really figure out what our next steps are to innovating it to make it really fit for our business.
Yeah. It's not going anywhere. AI,
Nowhere.
Technology, quantum computing, it's all the future. So, yes. So it's either get with it or you're going to get lost. Hey, we thank you so much for your very, very valuable information. And once again, from Oakland Thrive, West Bloomfield business consultant, Jamar Bray. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it, sir.
Important information to be helping those small businesses. So big thank you to Kevin McIntosh for getting that great interview with Jamar Bray and to be educating everyone here on the Splash Live. A message for Greater West Bloomfield High School students. Your creativity could earn you a part of a $10,000 prize pool as the Oakland County Treasurer's Office is inviting public high school students in grades 9 through 12 to enter the 2025 Financial Empowerment Arts Contest. Submit your best work in 2D art, mixed media, photography, or even video, focusing on the theme of financial empowerment. Entries will be judged on creativity, execution, and how well the theme is expressed. Cash prizes will be awarded to winners and honorable mentions in each grade. And the deadline to submit your art is Friday, March 14th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. If that clock hits midnight, you're out of luck. But find more details and the submission form online, and don't miss this incredible opportunity to showcase your talent and to win big. But lots of great stuff. And if you want to take a look at some of our other stories that we've been doing right here on the Splash Live as of late, you can check them out on our website, civiccentertv.com, to take a look at all of our stories and all of our packages that we've done recently. Or you can scan the QR code that you see on our screen right now if you're watching on Civic Center TV. That will take you directly to the website and will take you right to the page to see myself, Kevin, or Tyler to tell all of the great stories of the people here in West Bloomfield. But that is going to do it for us today here on the Splash Live. Big thank you to all of our guests and for Kevin McIntosh for his work out in the field. Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.